Hey, it's Victor again from Social Firestarter. Today I want to talk about checking for relevance off of your GMB listing. So one of the three major categories for ranking on Google Maps is, of course, relevance. Now, a lot of people, they kind of struggle to understand what this means in the terms of, the Google algorithm, because a lot of times it just doesn't make sense until you start to see what the keywords are that Google considers you relevant for. And then once you kind of compare that against the different links that are pointing to your website, you can kind of see a much better picture as to why or why not you're relevant for certain practice areas. So this is really important because if you are trying to work on your rankings, let's say you're showing up for car accidents, but you want to show up for medical malpractice. The very first thing that needs to be established within the algorithm is relevancy. So very simply, this could be as easy as somebody writes on their website something about you, and they talk about medical malpractice, and they go into a bunch of detail about that, and then they go ahead and link to one of your many profiles online, especially the website. If they do that, that's a very easy way to start your relevance, basically showing Google, hey, look, we're getting mentioned out there for this practice area, so you should go ahead and start giving us visibility for those words, for those matching search queries. So I'm going to show you where to go to check that, because of course, you should always check where you stand as far as relevancy, and of course for the other factors as well, but for now we're just going to look at relevancy for search queries, and this is where you want to go to check that. So right now I'm looking at a dashboard for a Google My Business listing. This is one of our test listings that I show a lot. It's a personal injury law firm is what we can call it. And once you're signed in and you select your location, you basically just want to go over to the Insights tab right here. Now, depending on when you're watching this video, historically, Google has not really provided much information to us on this page. We get weekly, monthly, and quarterly, and that's pretty much it. So it's not that much information when compared to like Google Search Console. So it's definitely an area that needs to get improved today, but as you can see, they're actually already starting to roll out something different here. It doesn't look like it's working just yet, but this page might look different for you. So basically what you want to look for is this section here. These are the queries used to find your business. So this is super important. I would look at it by the monthly. Try to maybe even screenshot it every month and see how it changes around. Because if you're working on your SEO and you're working on your relevance for more key terms, then it should start moving around. Now, let me explain this a little bit, because this is a new listing, but if you have been around for, let's say, a year or more, you most likely have at least 100 different queries that come up here. Not all of them are going to be perfectly relevant to your law firm. Some of them are really random. That's okay. Every now and then, if you get mentioned from a page that is maybe also mentioning a different law firm, you might get something weird happening, like for example over here. I can't really explain that. And if you look into it really, really deeply, maybe you'll find the reason for random queries showing up here. But the biggest thing about that is, as long as the important thing is the top ones. So as long as you don't have something random on like the top of your search queries, I would not be worried about that. But as you can see, these are all like -10 on volume. And right here are the ones that have a much higher frequency. So we can basically take this and understand, or this is basically showing us that the Google algorithm considers this listing most relevant for these two search terms. Now, these are the two target search terms for this listing. So in this case, this is perfect. These are the exact words that I want to be on here. And as you can see down here, there's some other ones that I've been working on with this website, like auto accident, car accident. It's interesting because on the website, I've referenced auto accident much more than car accident, and it's actually translating over to this section, which is a completely different area. You know, this is the Maps platform, but it kind of goes to show you how deep the algorithm now is searching through your things to really understand what to make you relevant for. So again, if you are missing some pretty important practice areas on this list, then that would mean that you're probably missing links and mentions. Another thing you can do is, of course, like I just said, make sure that you have that target practice area thoroughly detailed on your website. Make a page dedicated just for it, and that's one way to start gaining relevancy for those search terms. Another way is, of course, with Google, with the Google My Business posts. So if you're making posts, make sure to create diverse ones that cover all of your different practice areas so that you can start telling Google where you need to start gaining visibility. So that's pretty much where I'm going to end it for this video. But let me know if you've got some weird search terms in your on your list here. Every now and then there's weird situations, but basically, if you're getting mentions from all the different practice areas that you provide representation for, then you should see all of them here. If not, then there's something that you need to work on. So if you want to learn more about all these little details within the GMB listing, definitely check out lawyergmb.com. You'll find a whole lot more information about how we handle these listings on there. So thanks for watching and have a great one.